Up and running. We have 6 people in the Zoom, and I don't have a Facebook Live up, so I don't know how many's on the Facebook Live.
Yeah, I don't see it on Facebook Live right now. I'm trying to look at my phone. Hey, does anybody on Facebook Live?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, even if they aren't right now, it's
Yeah.
gonna be up later. So let's just go ahead and get
Oh,
right
it's
into it.
okay. I see it. All
All
right.
right, Oliver from Good Afternoon from New Jersey. How you doing? We see Lamar Wilson is in.
All
Lamar,
right.
let
What's
me.
up, guys?
There we go. How's
So
everybody doing?
let's go ahead and get started. Um, so I guess I want to be the first guy to say welcome to the group. Hi everybody. I think my goal for this meet and greet was mostly to kind of discuss, give a kind of quick intro to who you are, what you do. I kind of want to get a feel for everyone's skill set, just to see where everybody's at as far as development or whatever their profession is. And I think that's going to be super helpful for organization in the future. You want to chime in, Jyrone?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just, I'll just reiterate what you said. I just kind of want to just get to know everybody, just have a little geek out session. Um, Later down the line, we can make a more consistent time to talk more in-depth tech analysis and stuff as we go along. But just for this first meeting, I just kind of want to get to know everybody. Like right now, we got 10 attendees in the Zoom. If everybody is comfortable, we can just go down and let everybody introduce themselves in the chat. I mean, I could start first. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jyrone Parker. I am a senior software engineer and an entrepreneur. I am from Louisville, Kentucky. I spent a few years out in the Bay Area. I did some senior work for Apple. I did some work for Sephora, GE Lighting, and GE Healthcare, as well as a bunch of other small and medium companies. I've had several startups. The one that I'm currently working on is called Treat Me at Home. Um, and as far as crypto is concerned, I've been in the crypto space really since its inception. Um, I was really into Bitcoin in college. Uh, Once my tech career really started, kind of like got out of it and then kind of really went more hard, full time with it in the last 8 months. So, I come from things from a developer slash investor standpoint. Um, and Mike, if you want to introduce yourself a little more in depth real quick, and then we'll
Oh
just
yeah,
go start down the attendance list. We can start with Lamar next.
sure. So my name is Mike Flot. I'm a software engineer in New Orleans. I I've been coding since I was like 13 as a kid. I started with Basic. I hate Basic. Um, I know a ton of different programming languages. I kind of just, like try different stuff and see what works for me or whatever works for who's paying me for a contract, basically. If they need a PHP developer, that's who I am. If they need a Java or C# guy, that's who I am. But mostly my skill set lies in C# and Java. I'm mostly a back-end developer, so I like data, data manipulation, things like that. As far as education, I have a bachelor's in electrical engineering with a focus in computers from the University of New Orleans. And right now, I'm currently working on a master's in computer science focused on artificial intelligence. I worked for a couple years as a web developer, about 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, close to. So I'm pretty knowledgeable about web development, web architecture, things of that nature. And I'm learning a lot more about the crypto sphere, and I really like it. I kind of think I want to make a career transfer to that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just go and start promoting people to panelists. We're going to go ahead and just start with Lamar, since that is the first person in alphabetical order. And go to participants. View full attendee list. All right, Lamar, I am promoting you to panelist.
Hey.
Unmute.
Oh, let's unmute him.
Yeah, I muted him. Can you hear me? Yep, can hear you.
What's going on, man? I'm over here in my Sith Lord outfit today, man. Yeah, man, a good Saturday morning. So what's going on, man? Yeah, I see you guys trying to get started. I guess we're doing introductions.
Yes.
My name is Lamar Wilson. I am the CEO, CTO of Hydro, a platform for distributed trade assets on the blockchain, and also developer of the Fever wallet from back in the day. So I've been in the blockchain Bitcoin space for a while now. I know my man, Mr. Parker. What's happening, Mr. Parker? Knew him from way back in the day. Matter of fact, I think we was working on Fever. We had Fever going when
Parker, when we first met. Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's good that you guys are in here. It's really good just seeing, you know what I'm saying, especially African Americans really getting into the tech side of it. Because there's all kinds of money to be made. So yeah, I'm just here to help out however I can, consult or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Cool. Do you wanna just have people raise their hands if they wanna get in, or because I kind of feel like
maybe, let's do that. Yeah, let's go ahead. If you wanna
vote them and then they just pop up and they're kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess guys, raise your hand if you want to be next, and we'll promote you and you can give yourself an introduction.
Oh, here they come.
Here they come. All right.
Here the hands come. Cool.
All right. Richard Peets, I'm going to allow you to talk. All right. Unmute. There you go. Can you hear us?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, how's everybody doing today?
Everybody's doing well. We're good. How are you doing?
Good. It's like a dream come true for me. I've been working 40 hours a week for over 50 years, and it's seldom I've had an opportunity to come across brilliant African Americans who are working together on a common cause. And I'm so happy to be a part of this group. And anything I can offer or help with, I'll be willing to do.
Awesome.
Thank you. What's your background, Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, my background is, since I'm very ancient, I have a very long background. But I started out as a Oracle DBA for Hughes Space and Communication. I moved over to an international bank that was acquired by Bank of America as a C programmer. I've been a CTO of a day trading firm, COO of a software development house in Japan, and various and sundry other jobs.
Awesome.
Wow, yeah. Wow, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, right?
Well, I'm just trying to hold on to my energy.
Yeah.
And I want to absorb from the younger people. I've been a part of a number of startups in California. I'm originally from California. Okay. I'm out here in the DMV now. But, I see this organization, not necessarily the crypto by itself, but the organization of brilliant African Americans in this space is very, very empowering.
Yeah. I think that, a big part of what I want from this is the organization and the networking, because let's face it. I'm always the one of the only black guys in the room at these meetings and stuff. And like right now, y'all have already beat the record for black developers that I've been in a conversation with. So, at one point in time. So, I think it's amazing that we organize in such a fashion, and, there's so much intelligence and skills in this group, man. I just, I wanted to make something out of it,
So let me throw this out. So I have a $1 trillion idea, and I know it's an alarming number, but I based that number based on the scale of the market and who the competitors are. And so I've been dreaming for over 25 years to find some black people who know how to code and other things. So I'm here to find like-minded, diligent people who know what it takes to get things done, and hopefully I can find that.
Well, yeah,
Hopefully we can find
the network within the group. For this first meet and greet, we kind of want to stay just on the topic of just introductions and stuff, but I'm sure just network within the group. This is what this group's for. It's primarily crypto, it's primarily Jarvis, but it's also this is also like a foreground for all of us to connect on multiple levels. So feel free to reach out. All the resources are here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna switch on over to Lynn Mosley. And
all right.
Allow to talk.
What's up, Lynn?
What's up, Lynn?
Hey, family.
Hey, man.
Hey, this is exciting. Name's Len Mosley. I've been in IT for about 30 years. On the Facebook page, I started out in the Air Force, the Pentagon, moved on to NASA. Those 7 years were kind of fun. We're talking back from 88 to approximately 93. The internet started taking off a little bit, so around 95, I started working for UNet, and they put me in charge of building some of the first giant internet super hubs in 7 cities. That was, giant at the time, data centers, but nothing in them, 40 to 60 racks of switches, routers, terminal servers, you name it. From soup to nuts to an empty room to all that stuff running power, electrical, just everything. The past 17 years, though, I've been in an R&D capacity, research and development for ISPs, Sprint, now Charter Communications, everything from large-scale switching and routing networks to now voice networks with providing some help to our video guys. A buddy of mine I've known for 20 years who's been in the cybersecurity space approached me early last year saying, hey, we need to start thinking about legacy. We need to start thinking about our kids. We need to start thinking about building. How about we go ahead and do this, black cybersecurity, company and get this thing started. I said, hey, I'm in there like swimwear. Let's do this. But one of the mandates he gave me was, he was like, I've got the cybersecurity, stuff covered. Go ahead and learn at your own pace. But what I need to have you do is figure out how blockchain figures into all of this from a cybersecurity perspective. So that began my rabbit hole down into the blockchain and researching it and studying it. And I'm like, well, Mitch, so for me to really understand this and know what I need to know, I'm going to have to become a coder. He was like, okay. So, I'm engineering by day, at Charter. Then I come home and I try and do another, 6 to 8 hours of work on, cybersecurity and blockchain and crypto. So to Mike Flot's point, one of the things that's always bothered me is being in research and development areas in different companies. Very, very few of us African Americans. Most of the time, I'm usually the only one. If there is another brother in there, he's from Kenya or Canada.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think I've ever seen a black female engineer since I've been in R&D the past 17 years. Not to say that they're not out there, but that's a huge problem. It's getting black girls into STEM. Yeah. And I'm hoping, being a part of this group and then what I'm doing for cybersecurity, we develop a network where we can have black girls and black women getting into STEM and stuff like this. So I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Where'd you say you're currently located?
I'm out of Denver, Colorado. Just moved here this past July because Charter Communications bought Time Warner Cable, which is who I used to work for. And so the wife and I, moved out here. All three of our kids are grown, 26 and 19. So just the two of us out here, and we're making a new life for ourselves.
Denver's nice, man. I hope you like it.
Yeah, we're digging it.
Cool. Well, we appreciate the call, Lynn. We're going to move on to the next person.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I think Lamar was talking, but he's muted.
Oh, my bad. I was talking to my wife, man.
Oh, I thought you were kicking some rap lyrics or something, man. I wanted to hear what you got going on.
All right, we're gonna go on to Terrence Mack.
All right.
Let's loud. All right, cool. Unmute.
Hey, Terrence.
Hi, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So I'm excited to be part of this opportunity. So I live in Southern California, a little bit south of LA. In Orange County, California, I've been, my background is in engineering. So I got a degree in mechanical engineering. I've been working on more aircraft system development. So I was a systems and controls engineer. Now I'm an engineering manager. And so my recent, I guess you could say, my current skill set is more into program and project management. So I lead development of software development and also of systems development for aircraft systems for all the major companies. So I work for a major company called Honeywell Aerospace. And I've done some coding in the past, more for embedded controls for like aircraft engines and for verification and validation of some embedded controllers. So I believe, I can contribute more in the project management area because my deep focus is not programming. I understand it. I've studied C and Visual Basic and languages like that, but I like to fit in wherever my skill sets, can apply.
Okay, cool. You said you worked for Honeywell Space Aerospace?
Well, I worked for Honeywell. I worked for United Technologies. I worked for Boeing. I worked for some automotive companies, doing a lot of aircraft system development and power electronics for software development, for embedded controls. I've done a little bit of app development, and most of my experience has been in international development of helping countries all over the world develop aircraft systems, from China, Japan, Germany.
Yeah,
currently I work at Honeywell.
That's awesome. Yeah, one of my cousins, she did some work for GE Aviation, and they did, obviously they do stuff with all those companies too. But that's cool. We appreciate you guys calling in. And you said you're south of LA?
Yes, I live in Orange County.
Orange County?
A lot of people are not familiar with Orange County, so I just say LA.
Gotcha. Cool. Appreciate you calling.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna say I think what we're doing is allowing people to talk. We're not getting any videos. I think you have to promote them to panelists. We're kind of learning as we go along, but do you want to start doing that, Jyrone, or?
Yeah, if everybody's comfortable with it, yeah.
I guess, yeah. Are y'all cool with that?
Well, why don't I do this? I'll allow them to talk, and if they want to get on video, then I'll just promote them to panelists.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
Let's do that from now on. All right. Thanks, Terrence.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So the next person is Reginald Johnson. All right, cool. Unmute.
All right. Hey, Reginald.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Would you like to do a video?
No video this time.
Okay. That's cool.
Hey, right, so I'm Reginald. I've been in IT for right at about 20 years. I'm in the Metro Atlanta area, and I started out working in the help desk area and kind of quickly took on tasks that people didn't want to be involved in, and that got me more into the systems administration, a little bit of storage management. I've done a lot of data center management, disaster recovery. Mostly focusing on Microsoft products. But right now, I work for GE. It's funny. I started my career at GE Capital, and now I'm at GE Power Systems, where I provide virtual infrastructure for DevOps teams, DevOps and QA. So I pretty much set up the storage, compute, and memory environments through VMware. So VMware is really my forte, but familiar with Microsoft, obviously, a little bit of Linux. I started doing some day trading a couple of years ago and got really interested in robots, right? Where I can get these, where I could start programming these robots to trade for me while I sleep. So I could just wake up and cash out, right? So the thing is, I got into that, and the thing was, I had to have a solid strategy. So I went back into studying the strategies and making sure that the strategies were correct. And I kind of put the programming piece to the side, but I'm looking to go back. I mean, I do some automation for the VMware environments, but I'm looking to pick up Python and any other fintech-based programming languages that would help. But open to helping in any way, but mostly virtual infrastructure and providing environments for developers to work in.
So are you doing stuff like Puppet and Chef, stuff like that?
They do Puppet and they do Chef. I just provide the environment for them to create those machines.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and I have to say, Jyrone, that is the absolute best jersey that I've ever seen in my life. I just have to say that.
Just win, baby. You already know.
I'm a Saints fan, so. Oh man, you're gonna get kicked off this chat. I guess
don't boo me.
You're briefly talking a bit about DevOps. You know, I'm kind of getting into DevOps more at my current position. And you know, it's interesting. You know, you touched on a couple of things that I found interesting. I actually did a trading bot a while back in Python, but I was using E-Trade. So I ended up actually losing money because of the fees. But it was an interesting project, you know, just to see if I could do it. But yeah, Python is probably the way to go with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm super interested in the, I've been doing the day trading. I've been successful and unsuccessful, but the biggest thing right now is the trading psychology. And I think I've kind of mastered whether I make money or not, I'm comfortable, but the aim is to make money and to get some strategies and then program them and let the program do all the work. The robots do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Cool, man. Thanks.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
All right.
So let's let Shawnee talk. I think I saw in her chat that she's not.
Yeah, she said no video. Yeah,
because her hair is not done, and you know we got to respect that. So,
all right, cool. We let's see. Can you hear us?
Am I on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we don't want no problems.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
My name's Shawnee. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I first started working in tech in like 1998 when I got a job with Gateway as level 1 tech. Basically just troubleshooting computers, and moved up to level 2 tech, which was troubleshooting like their networks and things like that. And then got laid off from that because it shut down. And after that, I kind of like just floated around. I didn't really do anything too much with tech, but then I got a job with Verizon as a fiber networks analyst and was troubleshooting their networks, and basically that was pretty much it there. But it was just a terrible job. They're like a really bad employer, so I left them. They're evil. I've never been to an evil place before. That's pure evil.
Oh, you've never been to Apple?
I was saying, you never worked in corporations in general are evil.
No, not like that. It was crazy. But after that, I started going to Hampton University after that and didn't really care for it. I was a music major, but I was previously a computer science major, and then it was just all messed up. So it wasn't what I thought it would be. So I was kind of done with that too. So after that, I just started working on my own as an entrepreneur. And I've actually liked it, to be honest. I've done like gaming work for EA, and
nice.
Right now I'm with Ubisoft, and I'm with Assassin's Creed, the mobile game. I've been on that project for about 2.5 years now. So I've also been I just got done with Activision Blizzard for their launch of World War II. And it's been pretty fun. For the last 5 years, I've just been working with different gaming companies. I've done everything from billing to technical support. Right now, I'm community manager for their Assassin's Creed game. So
that's awesome.
I don't have like any programming experience whatsoever, so I can't like all y'all with all your stories like y'all are doing me right now. But I think as far as the DU project goes with the coin and everything, I would be very beneficial in like the marketing of it. I mostly maintain like the social media pages of Ubisoft, like their Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. Nice. So I think I'd be beneficial in that area, and as well as like I do see like not program, but like collect data from like if there's something wrong with technical problems. I put them in like Zendesk and can package it up really nicely, that kind of thing. So I'd be beneficial in those two areas, even though I'm not a programmer.
Yeah,
we definitely need that. So we appreciate you calling up.
Yeah, I think my girlfriend said the other day, or actually pretty much every day, that developers are traditionally socially awkward people. So I kind of fit that mold. But I think that there's always going to be a need for outreach to actually reach the masses. I can make a cool program and give it to Jyrone, and he can appreciate it, but at the end of the day, like the user interface might just be a couple of buttons that do stuff, and we just care about the functionality.
Right. Right.
That's an issue I have, with mass marketing of products, is that, you need a more relatable person to be the front face of the thing you're trying to market, and so, you seem relatable to me. I think, the outreach and things like that, that's always a useful skill. So I think that, nobody should really get discouraged if they don't necessarily have a developer skill set. You have a technical background that may not necessarily fit into a developer, but, you have a skill set that's valuable to the production of an application or, a product like that. So
yeah,
thanks.
No problem.
Anybody else?
Let's see. We got 6 more people.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep it going.
All right. Let's see. Andre Magruder. We didn't get him, right?
Yeah, no, he's next.
All right, cool. And unmute. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear y'all now.
Cool.
Got me?
Cool. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Oh, sorry, getting a phone call in too. Actually, can you switch to the next person? I need to take this. Is my wife.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to Oliver.
Hey, Oliver. Oh wait, let's unmute him.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Oliver.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey, you want to be on video or?
I don't know if my camera's working. You can try.
All right, let's try.
Give it a try.
All right, just promoting panelists.
Hello.
Hey.
Do you guys see me? I just see
No.
No, I don't.
Like an XSplit broadcaster thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I saw when I tried to troubleshoot this thing earlier.
Oh, okay.
Oh well.
Oh well. Anyway, yeah, my name's Oliver. I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
That was my bad. I'll try to turn back to a panelist, and
All right, let's try it again. Hold on.
My fault. Technical delays, everybody.
Yeah. Please be patient. We're figuring this out as we go.
I like how Google puts it on theirs when their stuff breaks. It's like a team of highly trained code monkeys or dispatch.
Yeah. All right, I think we lost him in general. Oh wait, no, never mind. I see him again. All right, cool. Let's we got him back. All right. Unmute. All right, there we go. Dang it, I muted him back. Okay, there we go.
Hello.
Hey, sorry, we got you back.
No problem, no problem. Anyway, I'm Oliver. I'm from New Jersey. I've been in the IT game now for 30 years. Started out at AT&T Bell Labs in mainframe computer operations, and moved on from there to New Jersey Transit as a tech support analyst. I guess that would have been that was the closest thing they had to like DevOps back in those days, in the mainframe days. You know, worked very closely with developers, troubleshooting their programs and making sure their environments were right on the mainframe. Anyway, I quickly saw the future and moved from mainframes to distributed systems, and left New Jersey Transit, and I went to Wall Street. I worked on Wall Street for various financial institutions for upwards of, 12, 15 years. And I heard somebody say that corporations are evil. You have no idea what evil is till you work on Wall Street. Man, oh man.
Just imagine like top hats and curly mustaches. And
oh man, those cats are grimy over there. Grimy. Anyway, my background is primarily, I guess the last 15 years, 20 years or so, has been security. I put security, and I've also in infrastructure. I've built several data centers. I've built trading floors. I put Bank of Tokyo on the internet in the US. I've managed firewalls, proxy servers, DNS, web and app servers for major financial services institutions. I currently left Wall Street and doing my own thing. I'm a independent consultant. I currently have a piece of a contract in New York City, working on the New York City's wireless network for public safety. In my role there is a security engineer. My skill set, I wouldn't consider myself a developer, but I am a coder. I code in Perl, Python, PHP, Bash, whatever it takes to get the task done at hand. I'm really big on automation, trying to automate as many things as I can on the network to make my job simpler and jobs of other people easier, so you have more time to do other things and explore things that are more interesting, than the mundane. That's pretty much where I am. I have a lot of Linux experience. I really love Linux. That's my thing, is Linux. And as far as the crypto space goes, I got turned on. I've been watching Lamar for a minute now. I got turned on to Lamar, Charles Wu, Mark, and that whole crew through the Black Crypto Investors and the Digital Underground. And that's why I'm here today. And one of the things that captured me about that was not just the potential financial gains of investing in crypto, but the technology behind crypto, the blockchain. And I I just want to really, really understand this, master it, and add that to my repertoire of skills that I can go ahead and market and, continue to do business with. I'm here to learn, to serve in any capacity that I can. And it's truly an honor to be among you guys. As been said by many earlier, you guys are unicorns, you really are. And I've been around a lot, and you just do not see this many Black folks in tech with this level of skill and intellect. So I salute each and every one of you. You're all to be congratulated and commended, and I'm ready to get it popping. Let's do something. Let's build something.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate
appreciate it. I think it's interesting, that there's a lot of guys who already worked in like financial software. Have you noticed that? And just in the group today?
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot.
Yeah.
This is gonna be nice. We got
right. And I like I said, I've been trying to play around with DevOps, so it seems like you kind of have some DevOps experience and like some sysadmin experience as well. And that's pretty valuable.
Very.
So
yeah, I'm ready to help out. Let me know what you need. I'm raring to go.
All right.
We're raring to start throwing out tasks, so don't worry. We will hit you.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So I think you want to skip Andre again, because I don't know if he's done his phone call yet.
Yeah, he can be last. We only got three other people besides him. So let's go on to Victor.
Okay.
Allow to talk.
All right. And let's mute him. Oh wait, I think we're stepping on each other's toes, right? Yeah. All right, I'll let you do your thing.
My bad. Hey Vic, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. What's good?
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Appreciate you guys taking care of this, kind of putting this together, man. I guess my story begins at Hewlett Packard. I started there as a system engineer assistant, basically putting ProLine servers together, diagnosing issues, and downloading like Linux, Microsoft, etc. programs. And then from there, I got opportunity to come on board as a system analyst, business system analyst. Did that for about maybe a year and a half. And from there, moved on to a program manager, which was really exciting because project management was really my thing. And then from there, I went on to work for Oracle for about 7 years, doing various projects, QA, project management, UAT tester, etc. And I did a little coding there. That's where I picked up a little bit of my coding. Nothing major, nothing as much as I did in college, which was like C+ and stuff like that. But HTML was some of the things I had to learn in that space. So I'm very excited on moving past that language and learning some others. And just recently, because it was funny, the guy before me was just talking about finance. I had a short stint at Morgan Stanley. That was interesting to say the least. And I think from there, because, I got laid off and I was struggling to get back in IT, and, I got blessed, I guess, and I'm now starting with Intel. So my background is mainly in IT, of course, but I really want to get onto this development or blockchain development, because ever since I started learning this, because Lamar actually took your class through the Black Business School, it's just been opening up my eyes, man. It's amazing what blockchain can do. My wife is tired of me talking about the blockchain.
Everybody's tired of me talking about blockchain.
Don't know. Every time I bring it up, my wife rolls her eyes and says, "Shut up with that already." But that's where it's at, man. Blockchain and this new technology we're moving into. It's amazing, and I want to learn how to code in the sense that I can take that skill set and, do my own thing. And I think this is the greatest platform right now with so many technically inclined gals and girls. I can learn a great deal. And I'm here, man, for your bidding. Let me know what I can do. I'm starting to pick up a little bit of the programming here and there. But anything you guys can share with me or any responsibilities that you want to land on my shoulders, I'm willing to take that and run with it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Cool.
I have a non-technical question for you. How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Yeki Polo.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
It's Nigerian. I'm a first generation Nigerian American.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, I used to get cheesed by that a lot too when I was younger. Icky, Ike, whole nine. But I started to really love that name as soon as I got to college because it's unique.
It is unique. That's an awesome name.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Yeah, I think as a person who's moving from traditional web development into like trying to get into the blockchain space, I see the value in the skill set. I think that learning the new techniques and stuff that I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of banking on it being much more valuable than my current skill set. I don't know. I'm kind of breaching into new territory right now, but I guess I think the two other guys on either side of me probably have pretty good things to say about it.
No, yeah, I mean you're looking at really a high industry salary. Like if you've never done coding before and you go into coding learning blockchain development, oh man, yeah, you're a diamond among diamonds. So
sweet. No, I definitely got that. I think Lamar brought in, I think was his name Jimmy, at that time, and I was really excited just from the information he was sharing and going into details and the opportunities that arise, and of course, I want to learn and be the best I can at that. But at some point, I want to branch off and do my own thing because I think everybody wants to kind of. I think that's one of the key things that Voices teaches amongst its groups. In the various groups that you want to become your own boss, right? So
absolutely,
definitely take that skill set from here and really want to apply it to this group because I see so much potential, especially with the Jarvis coin coming out soon. Man, I'm hyped. I can't sleep.
Yeah, it just makes financial sense to me for my skill set to shift that way because. Why, if I'm investing in something like that I think is going to be big in the future, and I have a skill set that's comparable towards that, and I'm literally putting my money into it, why not actually take money from it as being working for some of these ICOs or, building your own ICO, things like that. So I guess that's my rationale behind it.
No, I feel you 100%.
While we have everyone here, I was going to ask everyone, what is their skill set? Because I know people are talking about their old jobs, but like, what is everyone's skill set as far as programming? What languages? If you just put it in the chat, that'd be cool just to know what everyone's skill set is.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Vic.
No doubt. Appreciate it, fellas. Putting this together. Kind of early here in California, man. Like I said, I just moved out here.
I actually was trying to avoid the California people. I didn't really think of that. It's kind of hard for me to think about that when I'm not over there. It's like whenever I'm over there, I call into meetings at work and it's like 5 a.m. I'm like, this totally sucks. And everybody else is all happy and chipper and I'm all grumpy and sleepy. So, yeah, man. I think in the future, I kind of tried to have a voting element to, what was a good time for everyone so that we can include people because, there's some people in the UK as well. So, there's time differences and, that's the nature of remote work. It's awesome when you don't have to come into the office, but it's also you're on other people's time and stuff like that. So I think we're going to try to get better at like everybody coming together and saying what works for them, and a majority rules kind of situation.
Sounds good. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you calling, man. We're gonna go on to the next caller. Andre said that he was back.
All right, let's grab him.
Talk.
Hello, hello.
How you doing, Andre?
Doing good. Thanks for allowing me to take that wife call there.
No
I know those can sneak in every now and then.
Happy wife, happy life.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So about me, Andre Magruder. I am a natural graphic designer and artist at heart. I actually went to Savannah College of Art and Design for a while, where I learned a lot of key skills as far as like how to look at things and how to use art to guide people's opinions towards what you're trying to do. But besides that, I've been coding since 2000. I do HTML, CSS, JavaScript, some C# stuff, some SQL, MySQL stuff. I graduated from University of Phoenix, where they had a computer program, which I didn't really like too much because they were a little bit behind in the technologies, which is one of my issues with a lot of the coding schools and universities. They tend to be a bit behind in what they're teaching. But right now I work at Northrop Grumman in their IT department. I'm a contractor with them, so I am able to hop onto the development environments in various large governmental programs. I work with the CDC, worked with the UPS, and let's see, what else do I do? Oh, so my main job, I also do SharePoint development. I'm everyone's main UI, UX, cross-browser compatibility person. When it comes to coding, I don't really like, the magic box that usually comes with a lot of coding software. So I dig into the nuts and bolts of everything. I could tell you how a browser renders, when it renders what. Dug in deep into JavaScript, so I'm pretty good with how it hoists stuff, the order of its rendering and ordering functions. I like the C style languages and also Lisp style languages. And besides that, I'm a tinkerer, art guy, dev into a whole bunch of stuff. That's me in a nutshell.
Cool. Well, I want to be the first person to say that, I'm excited. As soon as I heard front end guy, I got super excited because, I'm a back end dev. I'm technically a full stack developer, but I'll be honest, and my GUI skill is weak. Like I can make a GUI, but I'm more of a functionality oriented person. And so whenever I hear people who are good at, graphic design and coding, I automatically think front end developer. And, so that got me excited.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, it's definitely a shift in thinking. And as far as like when you're coding something and trying to figure out the best way to walk someone through what you're trying to get them to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I appreciate the call, and Andre. And I hope everything's good with the wife. And
yeah, everything's good.
Good. Well, thank you for the call, and we will definitely be hitting you up.
All right, bro.
Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. So we got two people left. We got Kevin and Teresa. So Kevin, I'm not having a.
I got it. Wait, hold on. It's not available. He's
Yeah,
just an older version of Zoom. All right, let's see what we can do. I promoted him to panelist. It let me do that apparently. He's muted.
Well, it looks like he don't have a
sound drivers. No, he's muted. Unmute. Hey, Kevin. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think maybe I don't know. Something's up with his microphone or something.
Yeah. Want to try your internal mic?
Well, why don't we go over to oh wait, there he is. Can't hear him though. I see him, I don't hear him.
Yeah, I see him too.
Why don't you try your internal mic and see if that works? Like pull out your technical difficulties.
And I see a diverse set of skills over here. Have you guys looked at the chat? It's
yeah. Yeah, I have. I was gonna say, Kevin, you're muted. Unmute yourself, Kevin.
This group is really, really awesome.
It's really
man. I think this is
Take off the headphones. Take off the headphones.
Does anyone have experience with
Solidity? Hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So is it my turn or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I see we got the great Lamar in the house. So basically, my story. I've been in IT for a long time. I guess I'll date myself here. I got started back in IT, like I guess most of us, when IT was kind of the sexy, if you will. I started out doing tech support, and I was doing that for the infamous America Online at the time. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that company. That's Steve Case's one of his old things. So anyway, I got started with that, dabbling in that for a little while. I was working with another guy. He was also doing tech support, but he was also kind of dabbling in programming on the back end. Not the back end, but programming in his spare time. And he kind of felt like that was going to be the future, if you will, as far as skill set, money, demand, and so forth and so on. And at the time, he was using a language called COBOL. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. That was more of a mainframe type of a language. But anyway, so from there, I started actually learning one of the top object-oriented language at the time, which was Java. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Java. So I got started doing Java, and I was doing Java development primarily in the web space during the whole .com era, if you will. That includes America Online. So I was doing Java development, Java server pages, that kind of thing, using the Apache as the web server, yada 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 yada. So I did that for a little while, and then I taught myself another web language that was Microsoft was using for their platform that was called ASP at the time, which is kind of was more of a scripting language per se, more than what you would consider to be a traditional object-oriented language. So I was doing ASP.NET using. Can you guys still hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I was using. ASP.NET. ASP, and then using VB script as kind of the programming language to add functionality into the forms. Then kind of from there, I kind of stuck with the Microsoft platform. I'm working in the federal sector right now. Some of the work I'm doing, it's of a secure nature, so I can't really get into the details as far as organizations that I'm working for and stuff like that. But primarily, I'm doing full stack development in the Microsoft space. We're doing a combination of two efforts. We have one where we have a full stack application that's using it's using a JavaScript framework called EXTGS. It's put out by a company called Sencha. We're doing doing that along with what's called ASP.NET MVC, which is like a development paradigm for developing web applications. We're doing that with SQL Server, SharePoint, that kind of thing. And then we also have our modernization effort where we're kind of spinning up, or we kind of trying to take that application and make it more modern. Right now, that EXTGS, MVC, SharePoint type application is basically one big monolithic application. So it's it's tightly coupled together. It makes it's hard to change. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with, or you may have heard the term microservices architecture and that kind of thing, which is basically when you build applications that are loosely coupled and you kind of break them out into services and things like that. So we're trying to use, we're using a new technology stack. We're still doing .NET, but we moved over to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with .NET Core, which is essentially the open source version of Microsoft's .NET stack. So we're doing that, and we're using, for the front end, we're using AngularJS, which is like a TypeScript type of language. And then we're, again, using, on the back end, we're using, to host some of our services, we're using a product called Service Fabric. I'm not sure if you heard of that or not, but it's basically a platform for you to host services, and you use that in conjunction with if you're trying to have a microservice architecture where you want things to be loosely coupled, where you can kind of deploy services without taking the system down, that kind of thing. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now in a nutshell. I'm familiar with, I can get long-winded, so you guys cut me off if I'm going on too much here. So I got started back with looking at Bitcoin, not so much about the blockchain technology back in 2014. I was just looking at it primarily from an investment standpoint, didn't know much about Bitcoin. So I didn't stick with it, talking with other people. Obviously, they didn't know much about it. I didn't know much about it, so the common things you hear is, Bitcoin's a scam, yada, 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 so I kind of didn't hit it hard, if you will. But over the last, I guess over the last 2 years, I've kind of been more looking at the technology behind Bitcoin, as you guys know, which is the blockchain. And so what sold it for me was the Ethereum. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Ethereum and what they do with building decentralized apps. And that could kind of help me get my mind around the whole Bitcoin and how all this stuff's working. So right now, in my spare time, I'm learning how to build distributed apps with Ethereum, and I'm using Solidity, and I'm using Web3. And I'm just doing basic stuff. I like Web3 because it's a JavaScript framework, so I can get my mind around how to program with that fairly straightforward. And so yes, so I'm excited to be a part of the group. In my space, over the course of my career, rarely ran across other Black software engineers. All the times in my career, I was really the only guy in the room. So this is very encouraging to see this diversity among, specifically among Black men. And so it's my hope that we can, grow this network, share our knowledge, share our experience. I'm willing to help in whatever way I can. I dabble also in my full-time space. We're doing a little bit of DevOps. I heard that term thrown around a lot. That's a new and exciting technology or paradigm, if you will, that's been around. So yeah, I'm excited to be a part of this, and again, I can assist wherever you guys need me. On my home environment, I like Linux. I heard somebody mention that before. So I'm more of a Linux open source guy. But in the federal sector, you don't see that adopted as much unless you're getting into specific sectors like security. You might see more federal government doing more security stuff, but like CentOS, Ubuntu, Red Hat, stuff like that. But just for CRUD, I call them CRUD applications in the federal sector, you primarily see them using more of a Microsoft stack. So that's kind of my story.
Yeah. One thing I want to say for everybody in there, if we could, let's make sure that we are actively recruiting women as well. So there are some awesome women technology.
So somebody's microphone is
that me?
I think that's Lamar.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's me at all.
You sound, I can hear you, but it could be my wax.
Oh, yeah, it might be you. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but
Kevin,
what is that, man? Hey.
Lamar, you're like real low, like I can barely.
Yeah, I think it was him.
yeah, I would think it was you, Kevin.
Me?
Yep.
I think it might be your internal mic
You want me to
feedback.
mute it?
Or something. Are you like leaning on it or something?
No, I'm just pushing. I mean, I got my head leaning forward, but my mic is a part of my laptop, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not an external device.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and stop the video, but we appreciate the call. I'm really impressed with your stack. I love seeing Linux guys. I'm a Linux man myself.
Yeah, me too.
Which version though? That's the question.
Well, I'm running Ubuntu. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm running Ubuntu, right? So I played around with all the different ones. I played around with Red Hat initially. There was another one called Suzy Linux. I played around with that one. Then there is a Mint Linux. I played around with that one. So I ended up actually liking Debian Linux, which is what Ubuntu is a flavor of. So I kind of like that, and I've been rolling with that for my Linux OS of choice.
I'm a CentOS guy, so I don't really use the Linux GUI much. I use a Mac for my everyday development for the most part, but for all the microservices and everything like that, man, I'm on CentOS or CentOS, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm an Ubuntu man myself. So.
Yeah, I like all of it. I like Ubuntu just because it's free and I'm cheap. and and you build this super awesome computer and then you got to go pay Microsoft for OS. I'm not down with that. But I like Ubuntu for like a GUI. You know, I've been using mostly terminal stuff on my Mac for work. So yeah, and for my AI research, I use mostly terminal stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say we got one more. Teresa, the last person.
Okay.
And I believe Teresa said she wanted to be on. She didn't mind being on video.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That's what I was saying. Is that we need to try to recruit more women in here as well, and don't try to be such a huge, you know what I'm saying, like manly type thing. Because the
culture.
Yeah, there are great women.
I mean that Google dude. So yeah, I think part of a lot of things I do outside of work is outreach to STEM for like kids and like, females and boys in general, but that's a long-term investment. I definitely like to see more women coming in like now. So anyway, with that said, let's talk to Teresa.
All right. Let's unmute her. Oh, there you go. Cool. Teresa, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Did you want to be on video?
That's fine.
All right. We're going to promote you to panelist. All right. And
all right.
There we go. How you doing?
Miss Teresa.
Okay. My Zoom went out on the computer, so I'm on my cell phone now.
It's all good. So am I.
I have a little bit of background in programming, but it's so old, it's like non-relevant at this point. But what I'm interested in is getting into it, and I'm going to retire in like 3 to 4 years. I'm going to be retiring and starting now, if I getting back into programming is something that I always enjoy doing. And I've done a little bit of HTML here and there and just learning a little bit. And I believe being in the group will help me to, get involved. I want to learn it and get involved with helping out. My son is in an African-centered school. I had to take him out of public school. So he's in an African-centered school, and I see a lot that that's where you don't have the large amount of teachers helping out and stuff. So they need that technology background, and what I'm thinking is getting into learning it so that I can teach them the technology aspect, even if it's just like getting started, where to go and how to flow from the beginning, how to go from there, or even meeting people who could assist with me, providing them with the information that they need to get involved in learning technology. I'm working with my son on Code Academy. He's done Ruby. He's done Ruby and Python. So I've been working with him with that. So, you know, I feel like if I can work with him with that, I can do it myself and get more involved on some of the, I guess, the more difficult aspects of the programming. I just don't know where to start because there's so many different types of programming. I don't know which one to get into and then really just get going on the back end. And as far as assisting, I work in HR and mostly work with doing salary surveys and gathering information and putting it out, making the pay tables and stuff like that. That's about it. I do a little bit of troubleshooting like my computer at work, and I help other people out with their things. So if there's anything you all need as far as typing or, you know, something like that, I can help out in that aspect as for now, you know, until I get really into the coding part.
Okay. So, I mean, we have so much to do outside of the technical. You know, we still need help. We're going to need help with the wiki. We're going to need help with setting stuff up for like the QA testers. So, yeah, I'm sure we can help out in any capacity. You can help out in lots of capacity.
And I guess what I was going to say as far as like the learning aspect, you know, I do outreach to kids for STEM through a group in New Orleans called STEM NOLA. And, you know, they're focused towards teaching different courses to like kids from like, you know, kindergarten all the way to like 18. And so their model, you might actually want to check out their website, but their model, I think, is something that might be useful for even like some schools and stuff like that. And as well as like where to get started. I don't know if you're talking about for yourself or for children, but
be it myself right now, you know, because I have to get the grasp of it before I can, you know, teach them.
Yeah. I think the easiest way to start, and the way I started was I did a bunch of random Googling and did like some how-tos like Hello World projects. I think you might want to try to learn Java, just and Python. Okay. Python is a more friendly language for newbies. And so I think that might be helpful for you. It's pretty easy to use. And Java is pretty much the most widely used language in the world. So it's a valuable language to learn. So I think those are probably two places to start, but really it's mostly just, you know, hello worlds, try to figure out how to set up your architecture and your development environment, you know, and stuff like that. And those tutorials are super easy and super helpful. Like anytime I need to learn a language, the first thing I do is, you know, find the hello world for it. And
HELLO?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello
world.
That's the canonical.
Okay, because I thought it was HELLA.
Nah.
Okay.
And another good place to look is W3 schools. They have some valuable information as well.
Also, you know, it's like go on YouTube. Like me, for example, my YouTube channel, my website, I teach coding and I focus on web development. And if you go on YouTube, I like to watch other people code. That's how I learned how to code.
Right.
So I would suggest going on YouTube and stuff. If somebody in the chat room just said Scratch, so that's like a programming language that comes built on. Have you ever heard of a Raspberry Pi?
Yes, I've just heard it, but I didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah, so Raspberry Pi is a little. My Raspberry Pi is downstairs. I have to go grab it. But anyway,
it's in the drawer right next to me. This is an Arduino.
Oh.
But I got one.
It looks like a floppy.
Yeah, it's basically a credit card size computer. I got tons of them. I can't find my Pi somewhere. I think it's. Oh, I turned it into a media server. So
yeah, I did mine too.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are less than $50. It's got. I mean, I know on the Pi it has Java built in. It's got Python built in. It's got the C++ compiler built in. So, and then it's got Scratch in there. So you got like 4 different languages you can start learning from.
Yeah, and there's a huge community for that stuff. And it's good to get kids involved. That's where I was kind of heading for like the STEM outreach is involved because kids are visual learners and for me, I had a short attention span in school. I needed to, see what I did turn into something for me to care.
Right.
So yeah, I think the Arduinos and the Raspberry Pis are a good place to start. Arduinos is cheaper.
How you spell that? Arduino?
Arduino.
Okay.
They're cheaper and they're C++ based, so they're kind of more complicated to play with. But there's also a huge community for that. Like you can literally download code that works already and run it on your Arduino and then just debug or talk to kids like, why does this work? Things like that. It's got like LED sequences. Like it can engage kids a lot. So, yeah.
Okay.
I think we lost Jyrone for a bit. Anyway,
I just muted my video for a second. I gotta plug my phone up. It's about to die.
Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah, I just was saying that as soon as he said Pi, I got super excited because that's actually my background. I ended up as a web developer. My original degree is in electrical engineering, and I'm really into robotics and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But people pay me to do web development, so I do web development. I like it. It's awesome. It's awesome. But that was my first love, I guess, is microcontroller devices and stuff like that. Oh, that's the Pi.
Yeah, that's my Pi. I got here. Let me take it. I got my camera on here. I actually had set this up right now on one memory card. I have it set up as a media server, but on the other one, see, I got this camera right here, and I have it set up as a smart doorbell type thing. So I had it hooked up. You can actually, if you see, I don't know if you can see these pins right here. You see those pins? You can actually hook that up. Those are called general purpose input output. So you can hook it up to like any electrical device. So I built this little smart doorbell. So if you press the doorbell on the outside, the camera will start taking a video, and it'll actually push it up to my Android phone, which I'm on, so I could see who's out there.
Yeah.
So, and all this is open source. I downloaded this code for free. I had to do some modifications, especially to make it work with the Android, but it was all free. And so, I mean, that's the best way to get into coding. Just start building stuff. Just start hacking away.
Yeah.
For your kid, and then just
trial and error.
And he's into he wants to be a pilot. He's 12. He's 12 now. So I got him like the flight simulator, and he's.
Oh yeah.
It's like you gotta beat him off of that.
Man, this is so awesome. I was just thinking, man, he's pulling out Raspberry Pis. It's like, We need to start another group just around like. Oh my
I'm
God!
gonna get fired, man. That's good.
With some hardware, you know what I'm saying? Like
It's so much. I could totally just do this all day.
Yeah, but that would be awesome if I could come up with something just like a lesson plan to, you know, teach them off of that, you know, because sometimes it's hard for them if you don't have the money to put into having people come out to teach the kids, you know.
Yeah.
You got the parents that's got to do it, you know.
Well, I don't know where you live, but there's
Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, so that's kind of around the Fort Worth area, huh?
Yes, the school is in Fort Worth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what y'all's volunteer community looks like out there, but there's definitely like a bunch of outreach in New Orleans for STEM. So and they're volunteers. Like, you know, I do this for free for I've been doing this for free since undergrad, and I mean, like it's more than a paycheck to me because it's an investment in the future of my community. So I do this for free. You know, like honestly, if I lived in Fort Worth, I'd be like, yo, I'll be there Monday.
So it's like instead of STEM, you said NOLA, it'll be STEM Fort Worth?
No, I don't think that's I don't know if that's a thing.
That's not New Orleans or something. Okay.
Go to meetup.com.
Okay, I heard that.
And I'm sure you'll find dozens of meetups, and you'll be able to meet. You'll be able to do a lot of free stuff, meet a lot of people, a lot of mentors.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, thanks for letting me get off track.
No problem. I can talk like when it comes to like, you know, teaching people and empowering people, I kind of get on a soapbox and get distracted from the task at hand. So, but yeah, definitely there's resources. So just get to Googling and look up some stuff in your area. There's got to be some people who are willing to do the same thing as me.
Yes. All right.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hey, Mike and Lamar, I'm going to have to hop off here. So I'm going to actually make Mike, I'm going to make you the host.
Okay.
All right. And let's see. Mike, you are now the host.
Oh, all right.
Cool.
So more people, there's some more people putting up their hands to talk. You got some time, Lamar?
Yeah, I think he's got time. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. I appreciate everyone's time.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, next conversation we'll definitely get more into technicalities. But I really enjoyed talking to you guys. So thank you.
Thanks, Jyrone.
No problem.
I'll catch up with you later, man.
Peace.
Bye. So you got some time, Lamar?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm here. Like I said, I'm just coding this morning. This is my hobby.
I got a couple of servers running for my thesis work right now, so I just kind of keep checking my screens, my Linux screens.
Got you.
And that's amazing. It's like productivity. Like I'm in my workshop right now. You know, this is my secret lair.
That's it, man.
So like even with the Raspberry Pi and stuff, I literally just went and reached here. I got like soldering irons. I got everything here, man. So you know, I could do this all day and do other stuff. But anyway,
man. I'm making a group right now called Black Tech Heads.
Well, add me. Anyway, let's keep the ball rolling. I think it's Yves. Let's add her or him. Sorry. Hey,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man. Do you want to be on video?
No. I'll say it like this. I'm in my car. So yeah. It's pronounced Eve. It's a French name. But yeah, it's great to meet you guys.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. It's a common thing. So yeah, I was kind of interested in kind of joining this group because I'm seeing that there's a lot of talent there. I recently got interested in blockchain because I've kind of been hearing about Bitcoin for a long time. And over the summer, I kind of made it a point to like kind of step outside of my current sphere of knowledge and kind of see what's out there. And once I learned about Bitcoin and about like 5 people started telling me about it, I started reading about it and started reading more about Ethereum, started reading more about everything else that's all the other altcoins. And it kind of blew my mind. It kind of made me understand that there's so much stuff that's been flying under the radar for the past 10 years almost that I haven't been paying attention to because it kind of, you've always heard like Bitcoin is kind of a scam and all this kind of stuff that was happening. And I'm kind of seeing like all this stuff is just right there, this entire world of new technology. My background has been in technology for like years. I started off doing computer science. I did a little bit of coding in Java originally. Then I worked technical support for Vonage when they were a startup. I was pretty much working on VoIP over there, like doing support, kind of calling out Comcast whenever they were blocking people from using their service when they were rolling out their own VoIP service. So that was my intro into the tech world. I then eventually switched over to CRM software, where I was kind of like more of like a data analyst, managing the data that goes out to all the reps out in the field and making sure that they had the right information and kind of like segmenting all doctors to figure out exactly which ones, which territories to align users around in order to kind of make sure that the right products are being presented by the pharma reps. Eventually, I switched over to digital marketing, where I was working in email marketing for a company called Sheet Mail. And what I was doing there is more technical implementation. So really kind of understanding, working directly with product managers from all these different businesses, primarily like American Express, TJX, Abercrombie and Fitch, kind of understanding their marketing plan and figuring out how to send out email marketing, like build out the technology suite in the background and work with developers in order to push out the right emails and gather the right information from people, set up remarketing campaigns and so on. Right now, I work for Disney. I work for a division called BAMTech, which is really it used to be an arm of MLB, the company that made HBO Now, WWE Wrestling, NHL, all the apps, the sports apps that you guys see. Right now, I'm the product manager for the WWE app, and I work with a whole team of developers, back end, front end. So I kind of see like all this new technology that's coming around, and I see like everyone's working in AWS. They have like services that are coming out. I recently started working on an SDK migration, so I'm kind of like in the thick of it, and I see like there's all this stuff that's happening, and I'm kind of a part of it. And I want to see, now that I'm discovering blockchain, I see that this is something that's really interesting that could be applied within the industry as a whole. My focus at the moment, my focus has been from as far as like professionally, has been project management, program management, and product management. So I'm a certified I'm a PMP, CSM, CSPO. Basically, I'm going to try to go for like a safe certification later on. I work with enterprise teams. I work with small teams, big teams. I've trained people in Agile to kind of explain to them how it works. And right now, the focus is on product management. So I really kind of I'm looking at, from a business perspective, what do customers want, how to make sure that the UX is right, how to make sure that people actually want to use the product, and then gather the information to make sure that the right information is being passed along to the developers and the business, and everyone's in coordination in order to build out features that get released on a regular basis. So that's kind of what I do.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to say, this is sound like a productivity guru, man.
Yeah, I mean, like what I'm seeing, you guys, I see like a lot of talent there. I just don't know like what level you guys, what kind of level of project management, program management, like how much you guys need at the moment? Because I see like a lot of, what I've seen in the industry is like a lot of small teams, they start out really scrappy. So it's like 4 developers, they build it out real quickly, and then eventually they need somebody to come in to kind of like organize things and make it a little bit smoother. So like releases don't get botched, or like random things don't come out into production. So that's kind of like, I don't know, like the stage that you guys are at the moment. And that's kind of like, I just want to put my name out there so like you guys can at least like see that there is someone that understands this kind of stuff, but maybe you guys aren't ready for someone like me, but later on you might want to call someone and like me to help out.
Well, I mean, I think that there's a need for everything at this point, from my point of view, and also just in general, like you know, from my early project, like kind of startup, whenever I try to do like a project or even just interview, I tell everybody like, you know, I can be a general or a juggernaut. Like, you know, I can lead a team or you can just drop me in, do some dirty coding. And either way, you know, I'm going to get the job done. So, I mean, I have a habit of starting projects off by myself and then, you know, waiting for the talent to come or, you know, hoping, I mean, like I tend to like try to do everything and then, you know, just hope that people can keep up, you know? But I think that I can see how, you know, there's a true need for an actual project manager so that I can, you know, go and do, like, for example, my boss, he's a really good programmer, but he's always tied up in like logistic stuff. So he never gets any programming done, you know? So it's like,
that's true.
I value him more as a programmer than an administrator because he's not a great administrator. I hope nobody, you know, but you know, he's a great programmer.
Yeah, you need all types. Like you definitely need someone who's you want the developers to kind of be like heads down, getting the stuff done and making sure that that's there.
So I mean, as far as project management, I think a project manager should do project management, and a developer should be a developer, right? So I guess that was my point.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I mean, there are plenty of project managers who can do development, but it really gets difficult when you have one person trying to do both, and you can't do both effectively the way you would do if you were focused on it. So my thing has always been, so I'm watching this group, I've seen it like as it evolves, but then the question is, are you the project manager? Are you the product manager? Is it Charles Wu who's like the guy who's calling the shots, and then who's like, what's the organizational structure around this thing, and
so
how do you guys envision it?
I think currently, there's no organization yet. Like this is literally like the ground floor meet and greet. You know, get to know everybody, see what everybody's skills are, see what everybody can do, and then, you know, internalize that and move forward. Like we literally just started the Git repository. Like to my knowledge, there's nothing in it yet. Like, you know, I guess my goal for this today was to organize and to see what we have to play with, you know?
I see.
And I mean, honestly, I'm thrilled with what we're getting so far. You know, like we got a lot of talent in this group, and now it's just going to be, how do we mobilize forward? You know, so I mean, I guess the answer is let me get back to you on that. I don't have an answer for you yet. Like, you know, we're trying to figure out what we have so far and where we're going, and you know what to do with that.
Yeah, someone said it over here in the chat. It says organic. So yeah, it's more right now. It's more of an organism than it is an organization. So I think everyone's just trying to fill each other out, because I don't even know if they have a complete direction of where they want to go, what type of coin, anything like that for the Jarvis token. So I think it's more of just getting to know people. And the coolest thing is this group is it's extremely diverse, which is awesome. I mean, other people can do all kinds of stuff in this group, it looks like, from what the skill sets are. So it's amazing, man.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, like I think Len always references Black Panther with the whole Wakanda thing, and I kind of you know, and I mean that guy, you know, he's got skills and he can draw and stuff like that. You know, it's crazy. It's like, but I guess even if in a wider reference, it could be like the Avengers. You know, it's like even like, you know, so I mean, I think we got a lot of talent, and I think we're trying to focus and network right now and just, you know, see where everybody's at. So, you know, You know, I think your skills are valuable. And as far as the agile, you know, I'm a Scrum guy myself. You know, I've been Scrum for the last 3 years now, and it works. That's all I can say.
Yeah, as long as everybody knows what they're doing. That always works.
Well, I like it because there's accountability. You know, it's like you have this board of like tasks, and so you know who sucks and who doesn't. You know, or you know who's not producing to the level that they're supposed to, right?
Right.
So
yeah, that's the whole thing. There has to be like that kind of like baseline of accountability. So like, you know, if you're making it, if you're not making it, if you need to step it up or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but I do like the way you guys are doing this. It's just. Yeah, I think you're right about that. It's organic right now. We're kind of like just, I guess, ideation at the moment. It's just like, let's figure out what needs to be built out, and what's our goal, and those kind of things. And I think the ecosystem is so vast that there's not really a way to say, hey, I'm just going to do specifically this, because you have to do some research and figure out, well, if you go in this direction, what's going to happen? What do you need to do in order to accomplish the goal? And then what does the goal look like in the short term? Then what are you planning to do like in the long term, 3 to 6 months down the line? And I think that's where it gets really difficult to do this kind of stuff. But from looking at it, just the amount of money, the amount of like interest in blockchain that I'm seeing, there's so much. It looks like you really you can accomplish something decent and still do really well in it. And that's the beauty of it at the moment.
Cool. Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you.
All right, let's keep it rolling. All right, let's go to Isaac. Hey, Isaac. Oh, let me unmute. Hey, Isaac.
Peace and love, family. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
Isaac.
You want to get on video or?
That's fine, whatever you want to do.
Cool. Hold on 1 second. What just happened? Did I look? Oh, there we go. Cool. All right. Hey, man, what's up?
First thing I want to say is I really appreciate you brothers starting this group. I think it's something that whether or not we actively participate by being contributors to the group, just knowing that it exists and that we exist in this space is definitely inspirational, right? One of the common things that I heard from a few of the people who introduced themselves earlier, whether it was in this online chat or in the group itself, was how we come from backgrounds where we may have been the only ones in our space, right? And unfortunately, that can be disadvantageous to a lot of young people who don't have an opportunity to see that we actually exist. So big ups, hats off, shouts out to you brothers for taking initiative to actually create this group, right? So quick introduction of who I am. My name is Isaac Nashbay. I've been in software development in some shape, way, or form for probably 25, 30 years. So I remember actually developing code on those manila cards and slapping cards out of people's hands, quote unquote, prevent them from being able to compile their code. So I started out with BASIC, Fortran, COBOL, Pascal, and that was on a grammar school level. From there, my father advised me to study engineering. Never told me what engineering was. I thought an engineer was somebody who drove a train. But then when I went to college, I had an opportunity to learn that the diversity of engineers that existed. I chose to go into computer engineering with a focus on software. My primary languages were, at the time, C, moved into C++, Java, C#. On a professional level, I did some work with some support work with IBM. Moved from IBM to a company called Moxa. They do industrial communications, where I was embedded systems engineer, where my focus was protocol conversion. So TCP to DeviceNet, TCP to Modbus, TCP to different field bus protocols. From there, I worked as a embedded systems product development engineer, focused on small form factor devices, where really my expertise was Linux kernel construction and Linux device driver programming. From there, I ended up where I am right now. I'm in the industrial automation space, specifically focused on industrial robotics. So everything from manufacturing, lab automation, assembly, logistics. Not getting into the company that I work for. I'm a robotics application engineer, where we use a proprietary, high-level, object-oriented based language. So my interest in joining this group is, one, trying to determine how the blockchain can be leveraged, not only in regards to creating a quote-unquote Jarvis coin or a so-called Watt coin or any particular currency, but how the technology itself, being decentralized, can actually benefit us as a community, right? So I'm really interested in hearing the ideas of identifying spaces or voids or even needs that we might have as a community that blockchain can actually provide a solution to. The way that I got hip to this group was by way of Dr. Boyce Watkins' Juneteenth Financial Investment Group. And one of the main things that we learned there is basically the philosophy of Dr. Claude Anderson, like do for self, where we have to create our own economy. So I'm looking at blockchain as an opportunity for us not only to create our own collective wealth, but even more importantly than that, being used as an opportunity to create our own socio-economic ecosystem where we can tend to the needs of our community and collectively and cooperatively pull those resources together and step out on a larger platform and represent how we look to the rest of the world, so we can redefine how the rest of the world negotiates with us. According to Garvey, the only thing that power respects is power, and so-called black people are kind of powerless right now collectively. So this is an opportunity for us to reshape the framework of how the rest of the world perceives us. One of the ways I think that, by the way, I thought it was super cool when the sister asked about STEM programs for her son. Everybody started reaching for Arduinos or Raspberry boards. Right? That just lets us know that the access not only to the technology, but to the education and skill sets required to implement the technology are within our grasp. That was literally within those brothers' grasp, right? So I'll say that to segue into one of the ideas that I have is I'm in the process of trying to architect a STEM program, an entrepreneurial STEM program geared towards the opportunity that exists in the industrial automation space. And so if I can find anybody who can either contribute or might have their own ideas or might already have an existing project that I can participate in, I would be more than willing to contribute and listen to what it is that you have to offer, because we have to create the solution to the problems. So that, again, I appreciate you brothers giving me an opportunity to introduce myself. Anything that I'm able to contribute to the group, I'm more than happy and willing to contribute to the group. I'm really digging and loving blockchain, not to quote Lamar, not because of the price issue, but because of the opportunity that the technology presents if we truly understand the technology. So I'm looking forward to learning from you brothers. I look at some of the skill sets and man, hats off. It's
yeah,
I'm excited. I think the next time we have an online meeting, I'm just going to bring my children in just so they can see some other faces of brothers who are doing incredible things in the space. It might be unrecognized, but to say to them that it is capable. So again, hats off. I appreciate it, brothers, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys.
Yeah, man. I think a bigger, like just to reference, some of my STEM outreach. I think a big part of that is like I never had a role model like me growing up. My dad was a hard worker, and he's still a hard worker. He works way harder than I do. But as far as like, the knowledge of tech, I knew from early when, he had me picking up hammers and stuff. I was like, yo, this ain't for me. But, and I mean, it's a useful skill. I still pick up hammers all the time. Now I do it way more than as a kid. But I guess my point is that I didn't have any tech role models as a kid. And like even in college, all my role models were old white dudes. So, like, I mean, I got a poster of Nikola Tesla on my wall over there. Like I mean, so I go towards these children and stuff just kind of to show them, like you could do it, man. Like it was rough for me to get into it. There's a lot of work involved, and if you're willing to do the work and if you're willing to fight, it's gonna happen. Like it's blossoming for me now, and it's getting better every day. I see my skills being more valuable every day, and a lot of these kids didn't have role models like that, and so I'm always down to talk to a kid that wants to learn about nerdy stuff. But yeah, man, thanks for talking.
Yeah, man. Good seeing you in person, Isaac, man.
Likewise.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's go to Tamara. Hey, Tamara.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Really excited about being on the call. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible because I got 2 kids under 2 and they're getting antsy over here, and I've been on for the whole go.
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanna make video, that's fine. I don't mind.
Okay, give me one second. I'm getting good at this whole hosting thing.
Hey, Mike, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I just want to tell everybody goodbye. I got to do some stuff with my wife. How you doing, Miss Tamara?
Hi.
You got that beautiful baby. I see the beautiful baby.
Yeah, she's sleeping. Yeah,
I see you guys later.
All right.
All right, Lamar. Hit me up later, man. I'm in your group now, I think.
Yeah, so. No, you're in our group. I just made it because everybody was talking about it. So, all right, man.
All right, bro.
Later, bro. Right.
Thank you for coming.
Yep. Thank you so much, Lamar.
Hey.
Okay, so not sure if you guys can still hear me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good deal. So I've been in the technology space since 2005, more or less with the same company. I started out with a management technology company called Bearing Point, which got bought out by a company called Deloitte. So I'm with Deloitte right now as a technical consultant. In 2005, for about 6 years, I did Java development. And then when we got bought out, I learned .NET really quickly so I could stay on. So I've been in the .NET Microsoft technology stack since about 2009. everything from front end to back end development, database development, QA, Scrum Master, project management, tech lead, you name it. If I can get my hands on it, I've been trying to delve in it. And this is a really exciting opportunity for me because I went on maternity leave, and before I went on maternity leave, our company had already started trying to push out to our clients solutions that are using blockchain. So I knew when I came back that I wanted to jump whatever blockchain development that we had going on, and I came back in the door about 3 days ago, and I'm slated to start on a blockchain project using Ethereum with the Solidity environment. So really excited about that. I'm a newbie as far as blockchain development, but I'm really quick, fast learner. So I'm looking forward to utilizing what I'm learning on my job and help you guys out as much as I can with what we want to do with whatever route that you are taking. So I have a breadth of knowledge. I'd rather be a heads down developer than doing tech lead or project management. But if you need some skill set in that, I'm a Scrum Master, so I can definitely assist with that. The person that was on before talking about Agile and running Scrum teams, I can definitely help with that and setting that up. So C#, ASP.NET, SQL Server, you name it. I can jump in wherever you guys need me to jump in. So looking forward to working with the group, and I'm invested as well. So along the lines, if I'm gonna invest, I want to get into the technology and see what it's doing and make sure I'm making money on both ends. So.
Yeah. I think, as from a person who works in Scrum teams, the Scrum ideology, I think, works best for pretty much everything, even non-development jobs. But I think the ideology is kind of like, a leader that also is like a developer as well. Like I've been on teams where I lead the Scrum meeting and I'm not a manager at all. Like I don't really have any interest in being a manager. I'm a developer, and so and I think a lot of developers are like that. They're really good at what they do, so they get promoted to manager, but they don't really want to be manager.
Passionate about it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So but I think Scrum allows you to do that. I think it allows you to allow people to be accountable for their own work. As far as like, you do this, you do this, you do this. I might be a project manager. I have the vision, or I'm not a project manager, honestly. I have a vision and I know how to get it done. So I can delegate those tasks using the Scrum methodology. And, I like that a lot. And the fact that you don't have really a beta phase in your development, you make just chunks of a code.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
That add on to the final product. So
that's right. So you always have something there that you can visually show and show some progress and continue to build on it. And you're constantly testing it while you're going through the cycle. So yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I think that, honestly, I envision this project having some sort of Scrum methodology just because I know it works.
Yeah, it works and it's organic for people who buy into it. It makes things a lot easier, right? Because when you're dealing with small chunks, you're not overwhelmed by this large task, right? You're only working on the chunk that you're working on to build the pieces to the larger product. So
exactly. So I'm with you with the whole I'd rather be a developer than the manager kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm with you, and I think that you can be both with the Scrum methodology. So
yeah.
We definitely need a project manager. But as far as delegating tasks, it's much more efficient if a person who really is hands-on into the project and knows how everything works. So that's the thing. Like, I go on vacation and then somebody's calling me to figure out why something works or whatever. But like, everything works independent of each other in a Scrum methodology. So if I'm down, or like I just had the flu for a week. So, I was out of commission for the whole last week. And work still got done.
That's right. Things keep moving, right? In Scrum.
Yeah.
No matter if you lose a team member, you still got things
Yeah.
going on and moving. Yeah.
In a traditional environment, things like that don't work.
No, they don't.
And so, I mean, I envision this obviously going to be a remote kind of situation since everybody's everywhere and there's no, and just the nature of blockchain, right?
Yeah.
So let's decentralize our workers too.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you have anybody from Florida, but I'm in Florida. So everybody's been saying, upper and West Coast and stuff, but.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I feel like I'm the only New Orleans guy here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm originally from Mississippi, so I can feel the New Orleans vibe.
Yeah. So, I think that, basically, I guess what I was saying is like, I think Scrum's the way to go or some sort of agile methodology. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Thank you. All right. So we got one more person. Let's get Darren on, and I think that'll be a wrap. I'm excited with Darren disappeared. Oh wait. Okay. Wait, hold on. Anyway. Do you want to be back on, Darren, or not? Okay. Well, let me grab Darren. He says he wants to be allowed. Okay. Hey.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? You want to do video or?
Yeah, that's fine. I lowered my hand because you said my name.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just thought you disappeared, and I was wondering what happened, but yeah, there you go. All right, so what's up, man?
I guess I've been sitting there listening to intros. I'm probably one of the younger people here. Some of these careers are older than I am.
That's how I feel, But, I like the emojis. They have good experience and good knowledge,
Yeah, it's always valuable. So I'm a recent college grad. I do automation engineering for General Motors right now. So a lot of it's Ruby, doing API clients and backend stuff. Before that, I worked for JP Morgan and I was doing wireframe design. So we built like a Java front end to COBOL backend using a global credit system. So a little bit of financial experience there. But again, with me only being like 4 years into professional space, really, I wanted to jump headfirst into the blockchain development. I've been around blockchain and cryptocurrencies since 2013, but more excited about the technology than the value. I think that's where it comes in at, is the actual tech, the underlying groundwork. So that's what I'm doing now, is signing up for different courses, bought some different books that were mentioned in this group. I actually get started on that later on today. So I just jump in here and see what's going on with everyone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it's a great time to be young, man. Like, I honestly, like, I see all these guys when I go to conferences that are, like early internet evangelists, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's cool, but I was like, I wasn't even here then. Like, I wish I had that opportunity, and I feel like, this is our opportunity to be like the early .com boom guys and that kind of stuff. Like, I think we're here to pick up the torch and keep moving. So I really that's where I see my skills coming in, and I feel like it's a right time, right place for people like us.
Yep.
So yeah, keep it up, man. Keep moving. I think we're gonna be guys who are important people. People have something to say in the space at some point.
Yeah,
because honestly, I see the crypto akin to, like I said, the early .com boom, and the way people were making money like crazy like that, like just like the Yahoo guys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think we need to grab market share of that.
Yep. So, I mean, like I said, that's why, I jumped in the group, see what, I'm able to learn from it, take from it, as well as contribute to, but also just getting a breadth of the experience, right?
Yeah.
So the resources, like I said, with the classes and the books, that's something I do. If I'm not already talking to someone about crypto, then that's where my head is outside of that. So, yeah, just looking forward to seeing what comes from it.
Cool. All right, man. Well, this was awesome. I'm glad with the turnout, and I'm glad that we had this conversation, everybody. Thanks for everybody coming. I'm truly impressed with what we gathered, So I guess, like I always say, potential has a time limit, man. So it's either a good thing or a bad thing. If you have that kind of potential, it's good if you have it, but if you don't do anything with it, then you kind of worse off than if you didn't have it. So I think let's keep this energy rolling, everyone, and keep moving forward. And I think we can make some great stuff from just the group of people we know, that we've met just in this chat today. So, yeah, it was a lot. All right, everyone.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, man. I think I'm going to end it here, guys. But like I said, I'm glad I had this conversation, and I'm glad that, everybody came. And round of applause for Lamar and Jyrone, man. They were here for most of it. And, yeah, thanks, everybody, for coming out. And we'll have to do this again sometime. All right.